local company that does it, but they're like, oh, it's like $2,000 to do that. And I'm like, I'm good. I could buy another car with that much money.
It's almost worth it, honestly.
Yeah. Well, no.
What, if you're repainting the car or something?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, if I was doing like a show quality like paint job, I'd probably be like, yeah, let's get it all perfect, pristine, because the prep process is like the whole thing. Also, you can buy a dry ice blasting machine on Amazon for $2,000. So it's like, I could just do that.
I would use it for anything other than its intended purpose of paint prep. I'd be blasting anything I physically could with it.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Just for no reason.
Here's a frozen hot dog. For some reason.
Ejaculated into a Dixie cup again. It's time to get the ice blaster.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Oh, I love it.
This is going to be a good episode.
Should we do an intro?
Well, you're the one who invited the guest on, so you start it.
Oh, I'm so honored. Welcome to Flag Time, everybody.
Right as soon as Pixie
coughs. Can you do it without coughing, please? Welcome to Flag Time, everybody. This week, I am
about to be murdered? Is that?
Maybe. I don't know. My door just made a noise. That's the front door to my house, by the way. It's right there.
Oh.
I am very glad to tell you that we have Mr. Regular himself as our guest this week. Isn't that crazy?
Stop fingering yourself to Matlock and come on here and give me the old Northwest Passage.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How's it going, Brian?
I'm putting food in my mouth. Now it goes around inside my mouth. And a small bit of dopamine goes up into my brain.
And then it goes down into my butt.
I need to find a way to learn how to come using my butt. A friend of mine just gave me a stainless steel dildo. No, it's not dildo. It's butt plug. He's the butt plug.
It's a rolling pin.
In my real life. And yeah, it's definitely what you call a lateral move in terms of gooning.
I love how this is off the cuff. Like,
I mean, there's a reason he's my favorite for.
Thanks,
Understandable.
Bro, I've been watching your videos since I was like 15, maybe.
I've been at it for that long.
I think so. I mean, I remember. I'm trying to remember. It was the Accord video was the very first one that I saw.
Oh yeah,
and then I saw that,
was my
and then I
mom's
saw.
car. I made that whole video without my mom knowing.
amazing.
My wife's been using the car.
I told the story of this before, but I'm really doing an impression of this one professor that both Nick and myself had. And he would talk like that in class. I mean, I'm rasping it up a little bit. He was a little bit higher, but yeah. Yep.
God, to get a voice recording of that guy.
Oh,
that would be like lore, like a lore entry into the RCR lore guide.
yeah. That guy used to sleep in his office sometimes. He lived down on the main line. Now this is East Coast stuff. The main line is to Philly what you guys are somewhere between Portland and Vancouver?
I live just literally due west of Seattle, like maybe 80 miles.
I live in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, and I work in Chantilly.
And then Pixie, where is everyone on my screen here?
So
I'm at the
who's here?
left on my.
Okay,
I'm at the top left.
Sterling's there.
Order in the court.
Hold on. when it comes to the video that everybody's going to see on Patreon, Pixie's here, Brian's here, and Sterling's here.
Can I flip my screen because that's off my screen for me?
Okay. I will forget that, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's different for everybody.
I'll do the
something that
royal.
we're gonna have to.
Is anyone here?
No.
Is anyone here?
Me.
Yes.
You're here. Who's here?
That's Brian.
Yes.
And
No
Pixie's
one.
here.
No one's here.
That's-
Pixie's here then.
diagonal. No, other way. The exact opposite. There you go.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
You're in the bottom right
places.
corner.
So me and Sterling.
Brian, you're in the top right corner to me.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Yeah, let's unrelated.
Oh, word. All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exactly what it is on my screen.
That's exactly what it is on my screen as well.
Can I reflect my screen?
Oh my god.
You're doing it like that.
I have the camera right here, and then the screen is right here. So I wanted to put that there so it looks like I'm kind of looking.
We were talking about where we were from. So like Pixie's Pixie's in Texas.
Texas.
From
like I said, I'm in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia. So I'm
from Seattle.
I'm the closest one to Pennsylvania right now.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not going to touch that. I was going to mess with the mic, but I'm not going to know.
We were planning to do RCR Pacific Northwest next month.
Oh,
but
shit.
it's not happening.
Yeah.
Because I have to... What am I doing next month? Next month,
Actually...
I got a whole bunch of stuff to do with Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It needs... How much did I pay for that frickin' alternator? Here we go. Let's go on my Amazon cart.
I paid $700 for an alternator.
You're not that far off.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
That's just what an alternator for any BMW costs.
Really? Frickin'.
Yeah.
Mercedes is a little cheaper than that.
Okay, so no, it's... Well, instead of just putting any old alternator in the 63 Galaxy, I had to make it look like it was stock.
You got a power gen, didn't you?
Yep.
$421. Yep, I had a 1958 Edsel, which is basically a 58 Ford with a goofy motor and a push button.
Y block or FE block?
It was FE stands for Ford Edsel. It was the first. It was put in the Edsel first. It was developed for the Edsel brand specifically, and the I think that car has an FE in it, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or is it a Y block? Yeah, yours, the Crazy Taxi.
He's eating.
Wait.
Give the eating man a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, I am very familiar with FEs. I think I've had 6 vehicles with that engine.
Them had their passenger side exhaust manifold crack.
Oh, all of them. That's like normal. That's very normal.
Yeah.
They
Mine
also
crack too. Yep.
The blocks crack. So the Edsels, they didn't have a PCV system. They just had a fucking tube that came out of the back of the block that went right onto the road. They call it a road oiler because it was just literally just active.
Yep.
Vent out of the engine. Get it out. We don't want to recirculate that in. Nope.
Yeah.
And that car, the second Edsel I had so much blow by that it would smoke out intersections. Like you couldn't see the stoplight. They're like, I got pulled over once, and the guy was like, I got pulled over, and I had vintage plates on that car. The guy's like, what? Do you own this car? I was like, yeah, I own it. Like, is the license plate registered to you? I was like, no. He was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you driving this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I was driving a '50s car.
Oh.
I'm going to a car show. I'm going to a car show. Just driving it to work because I can." There was a point when I had a 2013 Ford Mustang GT. I had that car. I had the 58 Edsel. It was a 2-door Ranger hardtop. It was turquoise and blue. It was like a cartoon car. And then I had an 87 Mustang LX50 manual.
Hell yeah.
The Mustang got stolen. The 87 Mustang got stolen because it's a Fox body, and everyone wants Fox bodies in Bellingham, Washington. The water pump went out on my 2013 Mustang GT. So I was like, I gotta go to work and I gotta drive my 1958 Edsel that is somehow the most reliable car I have.
Wow.
Stupid
So-
idiot. I'm an idiot.
Wow,
So-
you are up there,
What happened?
man.
Bellingham is the last major city on the West Coast before Canada. There's Linden and Ferndale, but those are places where people like to put Confederate flags on their truck, even though it's the most northern state in the fucking continental U.S. for some reason.
We get that in Pennsylvania too. And
What's up with that? Why?
I'm a rebel. Look,
I'm a rebel.
I used to be a teacher, and the lower 25% of the class, like, you can't do anything with, man. It's
Yeah.
they don't want to learn. They don't. Critical thinking is for gay people, and like, all right, man, just learn how to weld or do something.
Oh shit.
I gotta make pipes fit other pipes.
Yeah,
Now they leak less.
get forklift certified, please, or else you're
shit.
gonna be, or else you're gonna be. Or else, like we were talking on the phone, like influencers like me will shape your life.
Yeah.
Oop.
Yeah.
Like everything
So-
you read in Facebook groups and Reddit
Yep.
will shape your life.
Yep. And that's all curated by people like me to get you to buy shit. So, yeah, if we did RCR, I mean, we are going to do RCR Pacific Northwest again.
Mhm.
I have friends in Portland, but American flies direct to Seattle. So
Yeah.
they said they'd come up.
That was
Mhm.
probably one of the most requested things. So I mentioned on my story this morning that we're gonna have you on our podcast tonight,
Mhm.
and pretty much everyone who follows me asks when you're coming to the Northwest. I'm like, he's got it coming on. Like, don't worry,
Yeah.
you're planning on.
I got so much stuff to do this summer.
No, you're a busy guy. I get
but-
it.
Me coming out to Seattle, like I had plans or in April. It was honestly going to be motorcycles because I haven't done motorcycles in
Oh
forever.
damn. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
And I have a friend who's a DJ in Seattle who does these gigs where he's in a loose sight box truck. It's so Seattle. And he's
Yeah.
like a mobile rave that's just going down the street. That's what he does.
You know, review that thing.
It's called like Alien Invasion or there's Avian Invasion or Alien Invasion. And
Those are
and
two very
then-
different things.
Avian birds.
Yeah. It's like imagine if it's like a Daft Punk thing where
Oh,
they're
okay.
wearing like a
Sick.
robot suit and stuff
That's so
like that
cool.
because EDM. And then they go around and do that. But they're also big like road bike guys. So
Okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
my friend Riley, she lives as she calls it Vantucky, right across from Portland.
Yeah, there is a lot of van people.
Mhm.
Dude, I was not ready for this. Like, we were talking on the phone how Pennsylvania, it's like, you know, it's homophobic. Like, middle of the state is homophobic and racist, but it's not. It gets better the closer you get to either Pittsburgh or Philly, and to a lesser extent, the Lehigh Valley. And actually,
Mhm.
Lehigh Valley pretty much now is just that's Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, the place that Billy Joel
Mhm.
sung about. And
Mhm.
that is pretty much a bedroom community for Manhattan at this point, which is kind of why I want to move to either the Lehigh Valley or down Lansdale, Collegeville, Phoenixville, Pottstown. because there's places to film and you're still out in the country a little bit, but it's a more progressive area, and I don't have to be an ambassador to gay people. Like, I mean, people out here where I live, they're not even ready for transgenders yet. They're still working on the gays, so to try to make sense of that. But it's a gradual thing. Like as you slowly get toward the, Philly, New York, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, DC, it slowly gets more progressive. Portland, the second you get on US 26 or you just cross a mile outside the 5 in either direction, it's like that one Far Cry video game, or like these are preppers who are out here.
Oh, yeah, Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
They're ready to go.
Yeah. We had this wonderful film shoot at St. Helens.
Oh, wow.
Great weather. But once you left the 5 there at Castle Rock and you're on State Route 504, it's like,
it changes very quickly.
you could call the cops. They're maybe an hour away.
Oh,
There's
fuck.
no one's coming to help.
Yikes.
Yeah. There's a lot of areas down right in that area.
Mm-hmm.
They're beautiful, but there's no one there.
Yeah.
If you crash, someone might find you in a few days.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally.
It's pretty out there.
So our plan was, and will eventually be, to come. I fly into Seattle. Riley rides her bike up from Vancouver, they actually Riley actually got a non-binary or X designation on their driver's license now, so right on to them.
Mhm.
And then the DJ guy also lives in Seattle, so we would stay at his house. But if you wanted to collaborate, you would have to find a time to come down to Seattle.
Yep.
Sterling will make time.
I will quit my job and take 5,000 days off to do whatever we got to do.
Thank you very much. But please don't go into debt for my
Oh,
mess.
I've gone into debt for stupid reasons. I would go into. It's fine. No worries. I know you already did a review of a Saab 900 Turbo.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very, very mint, pretty much stock non-turbo 900S. It's a 2-door. It's red. It's very like a quintessential stock Saab.
Mm-hmm.
It's in extremely it's in immaculate shape.
Uh-huh.
That would be, if you were interested in reviewing that would be. Saab people are crazy. I also have 5 other cars, so it's fine.
Our video did well. The last Saab we did, I think it was a 9-5 or something like that.
The last one you did was great. I've seen all of them. I've seen all of your reviews. I don't remember all of them because there's a lot. But I remember there was a 900 Turbo that you did. It was one, it had like taped on the headlights, and it was like a hood that was kind of painted in a certain way.
I remember that one. That we shot, I think that was a hot day. Oh my goodness. I think we shot that on our Southern Stab tour, which was in Gainesville, Florida.
Wow.
And that was a new type of heat. I don't know which is hotter.
Yeah.
Florida, sometimes you get, you can get sea air from either the Gulf or the Atlantic. I think Georgia's hotter because you're in.
It's like a muggy heat.
Yeah.
It's like you feel like you're in a bowl of soup.
Yeah, we felt an extremely oppressive heat when we 3 met up in Texas. We went to a Moto America race at Coda last year. Met up there, and it was that was hot. That was really
I did
bad.
not like that. I like it where it's cold and shitty up here in the Northwest.
Well, the day y'all flew in, the feel like temp was 115 degrees.
Yeah, I got out. We walk out of the air conditioned airport just outside, and I'm like, oh, like immediately.
Yeah, even in the shade, it was bad.
Yep.
This guy-
I live in it.
And this guy fucking
But yeah,
didn't know
this-
where his car was, and we had
But
to
yeah,
walk
the
around
Saab
this
video in
parking garage.
Gainesville.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. Easily.
Yeah, I learned about your stuff from Instagram. It's where the first time I saw you. So good on you for keeping those shorts up.
Yeah, they kept tagging you at all of them, and you were like, "Can you please stop?" Jesus Christ! I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry," but we did it though. We did it, boys.
So how did the GLK video do?
What was that? You know my videos more better than I do. Was that the black?
That's what I do with my reels. I'm like, someone will be like, "Do you remember where you were when you took this clip?" What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know where. I don't even know what video I made today.
Yeah, because being a Mercedes technician, I look forward to like the reviews that you do on semi-modern Mercedes vehicles. So when you did the GLK,
that was Justin's car, the
Yeah.
the one with the blower.
Oh, yeah.
Did it have a blower?
GLK.
It was the SUV.
right?
It was the SUV looking one.
Oh,
Yeah, the one
Okay.
where
The
like when you
spoiled
turned
rich
it.
girl one.
Yeah, the spoiled rich girl one that couldn't afford a G wagon.
oh, okay.
This
car.
RCR GLK.
This one.
Yeah,
God, I hate those cars. God, I hate you.
Uh, yeah,
too bad.
yeah, that sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, Eric, you deal with ones that they take them to the dealership. I get ones that they couldn't afford to take it to the dealership, so
yeah,
they brought it to
okay.
our shop, and they have like, I remember I worked on one. Oh my God, it was it was probably one of the worst smelling cars I ever worked on in my life. It
Makes
had
sense.
like iron on leather patches on the seats because they were ripped. It was oh, and of course they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm here for a oil leak diagnostic, and my climate control's not working." And then they were like, I took 2.5 hours to figure out why the climate control wasn't working, and it ended up being like a some sort of relay. Something was cheap. I figured it out. I finally figured out what it was, and it was like a $200 repair, said and done.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, we're just gonna sell the car.
Oof.
Yep.
What?
I feel so sorry for the people who buy used luxury cars because they're gonna be better.
No,
No.
Yeah, no.
a $2,500 BMW E38 is not a good investment idea.
No. I'm at this point where I'm done giving car advice to people. Like they come up, they find out what I do. It's like, what's a good car? And I just say Camry. Just buy it for the Camry. Any Camry.
Prius.
That might be
Camry,
that might be
Highlander,
the
Corolla, Honda Accord. Just don't come out.
Mhm.
Well, I need something that's good in the snow. And I'm like, set of snow tires, front wheel drive and snow tires. You'll be fine.
A
That
Toyota
might be-
Highlander with snow tires is
There you go.
buy that and fuck off.
I had this long conversation with one of my gym buddies. He just made partner at his law firm, and he got the new truck itch. I want a new truck because he has some square body Chevy. I don't know which one. It's not a C10. That's the truck for doing truck stuff.
Yeah,
The Vortec engine, like they all do.
and you throw an iron cylinder head in the back and not give a shit that it dents the bed. Like,
Yeah, there you go.
here you go, truck.
And he started looking at new trucks, and he says, "So you know what's good, what's bad?" I'm like, Tacoma or Tundra, man, just Tacoma
Yeah.
or Tundra. And he said, "Well, isn't it true that turbos they complicate the engine?" And I hate it when someone asks a question and the answer is yes.
Yeah, like clearly.
But if you change the oil,
Yeah.
And it's like, well, so many trucks are 4-cylinder turbos right now. And I'm like, yes. Are you towing at max capacity? Like, how
All
much
the
do you
time?
really? So I just said Tacoma or Tundra, or Tundra, and honestly, Tacoma is fine. Do you really need a Tundra? Do you really need something? Because Tundras are so freaking huge now. They're great.
so big.
Yeah, they're definitely luxury trucks. My friend Ben, when he lived here, bought one, loved it. They move. Oh, and they move.
Yeah, they're quick.
But I said, just buy the taco truck. And he comes, I see him maybe at the gym a few days later, and he's like, well, I did. I went down to the Toyota place. I drove the extended cab one, and it just rode so hard. It didn't feel like it was worth the money. And I'm
Compared
like,
to what?
And then he bought a Silverado. I'm like, I told you about what happened because I went on the whole thing about cylinder interface. Oh, cam phasers.
I've replaced a lot of those.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
He's like, well, the warranty will. I hope so, man. And, and then afterwards, I learned out that the current, Silverado line of Chevy pickups, they have 2 fuel pumps. They have the booster one up top.
Yeah,
that's
for direct injection.
Yeah, and you can please correct me. Is it direct injected only, or is it port as well?
I know that the newer Fords are port and direct injection. I'm not super familiar with the newest Chevys.
I think the new Chevys are direct injected only.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Which is, after being a mechanic for 14 years, it'll be 14 years this year. I can say with full confidence that direct injection is really, really cool for power, tunability, but they carbon up, and you have to do fuel injections. You have to. It's not even like an elective thing. You have to do fuel injection services on a modern direct injected engine, or it will just straight up it'll just run like shit. And you'll be like, why does my car with 50,000 miles that I just bought pretty much run like shit already? And it needs like a major decarb service. Like what? Like, huh?
What is the first symptoms of carbon buildup?
Misfires.
Misfires.
Rough idle.
Codes. Rough idle. Misfiring. Under load. Off of load. And some cars will get so carboned up they will just stop running. They'll just like have a complete dead miss on one cylinder, and you'll be like, okay, well, it's got fuel and spark because the injector flow is passing and the coil is good, and then the spark plug is in good shape. Why is it still misfiring? And you like take a bore scope and you look inside the intake, and there is literally a hole about that big where it's sucking all its air through because there is so much carbon. It's Audi 2.0s and Kia Hyundai engines. They all do it. BMWs, they do it. It's a constant battle, and I don't know why. Like, is port injection really that bad? Like,
yeah, because Toyota, I don't think Toyota does a single thing with direct only. It all has ports in there, so they're spraying.
Yeah,
the valves.
so there's spray in the backs of the valves, and there's a PCV system that will take oil vapors and put it directly, like right into the engine, and not through the intake, or it'll go through the intake, but it won't build up because there's fuel injectors that have detergent in them that cleans carbon right off of the valves. So when you just that is the superior design. It has been proven over since probably the mid 80s that port injection is the way. But
what is
engineers do what they want.
They do. I mean, and people gotta. They want to get those miles per gallon, and direct injection does that, but they don't want to up the price of their product by putting a second fuel rail in there.
Yeah, even though it probably wouldn't cost that much. I mean, I don't know, would it add $1,000 to the cost of a car? Maybe, if that.
Maybe. I mean, I can see it for a brand like Hyundai Kia, who is a budget brand.
Mhm.
I have not recommended a Kia to anybody unless you're buying one of their electric ones. And I
Yeah.
know this is a nepotism because I own one of the electric ones, but yeah.
The Ioniq 5,
hmm
I think it's a cool car. I think it's
It
really
looks
cool.
awesome.
It looks so
I
cool.
do like the taillights and headlights. They do look cool.
I mean, it was good enough for.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, I was saying to say it's good. It was good enough for Technology Connections to buy one, and
Yeah.
that guy is probably the most persnickety, crazy, finicky. Everything has to be perfect person probably I've ever seen make videos, and I love his videos.
And you know the other car he bought, right?
He bought. Well, I know he had a Bolt, and he's got a Figaro too.
Yep. Yeah, he bought one of them.
He told. I remember watching the video about how the beams are slanted. I had a Cappuccino, and it was the same exact way. And
Yep.
Jesus Christ, you could not drive that car at night without your high beams on.
I had a 95 Toyota Serra. And
Oh,
the
I
way
remember that.
I love that thing.
That was a cool car.
It was good. The radiator was starting a little bit of seepage going on, and you can't put a radiator from a Toyota Paseo in one of those things. You
Nope.
have to buy one from a Toyota Starlet from the UK,
Mhm.
and that's what's going to drop in. Like if you wanted to drop in and not have to finagle something with some weird hoses and get air bubbles in your line somewhere.
Short
But
of
the way I
going
got
to a
around-
custom radiator shop.
How much do you think that would be?
fucking much.
Well, if you brought them a radiator, they could probably. I mean, there was a radiator repair shop up in Bellingham where I used to live, and I had my Edsel had it wasn't a super specific radiator because you could just buy a radiator for a 58 Ford and just put it in.
Yeah.
But a real 3-row radiator for a 58 Ford is like $700. So I was like, no,
Jesus.
I'm going to take the factory brass radiator with the copper radiator with the brass tube. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I had the tank polished. It was amazing. You polished it and it was just shiny brass. It's so cool. I took that radiator. I took it over. I just had it record. They just took the tank off the top. They debrazed it and then they just welded in a new core and they just put it back together. Here it was $200 and something. I was like, what the fuck?
Awesome.
Huh? Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Oh yeah.
So radiator repair shops are like artisanal now. And they're like almost all gone. So it's like,
Yeah. I found that out with trying to get the Ford-O-Matic 3-speed redone, and thankfully I found somebody in Pennsylvania. His name is
Most
Randy.
people
He's
are-
like, yep. This guy is like 63. He just
I know
does it
your
at his friend's
struggles.
shop, and he was totally cool. And it was like $1,000, but you know,
Oof.
yeah.
but this is a guy who's I have a new 1963 Ford
Aromatic.
MX. This is before the transmissions. Before the FMX, there was two different 3-speeds.
There was the Ford-O-Matic, and then there was a Cruise-O-Matic kind of thing too.
Yeah. The
Does it take-
Ford-O-Matic. Go ahead.
Sorry. Does it take Type F?
Yes.
Or does it? Yep.
Yep.
Because you can't put anything else in it, or else it will fucking explode, or it just won't work. It'll the fluid isn't thick enough to build up like pressure or whatever. I forget the reason.
I remember with my Falcon that had the Ford-O-Matic, the 2-speed Ford-O-Matic, and that didn't even have. It was an automatic, but it didn't have a line up to the radiator.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It just stayed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
It's
it's
just
good enough.
yeah. Hopefully it doesn't overheat, but we'll fucking find out.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Does it stop shifting? Oh fuck.
Yeah. My the one on the Galaxy does.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah, the big project we talked about on the phone is putting a Holly Sniper EFI system.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is probably the best one of those to get.
Yeah.
Because there's Phytech, F-Tech, whatever you want to
Mhm.
call it. There's an Edelbrock one, and then there's the Holly Sniper. I have installed all 3 of those onto cars. The Holly Sniper is the best one for sure. I mean,
Awesome.
I have recommended the Holly Sniper to people over because I've installed FI Tech. FI Tech is cool. It's just really finicky, and it takes forever to get the idle figured out. I installed one on a square body Chevy that I put a 454 in, and the guy was just like, "Here's a FI Tech in the box." I was like, "All right, I wouldn't have done that, but all right, we'll put it on for you." I used to work at an independent shop. I've worked at so many shops. I've worked at. That's another conversation. I've worked
tangent upon tangent.
It is ridiculous. That's how my brain works. The FI Tech is very finicky. The Edelbrock is kind of just not. There's a lot of shit in the kits that's missing, and I know someone's going to listen to this and be like, "My FI Tech and Edelbrock kit is fine, and you're wrong." I'm like, "All right, well, whatever. I'm wrong." But the Holly Sniper is
awesome.
I have installed Holly Sniper. I would install a Holly Sniper on a vehicle that I had if I wasn't obsessed with not owning carbureted cars anymore. Except I haven't had the life patience to deal with a carbureted vehicle in a long time. I also already have 5 cars, so it's like I don't really have a reason to. So
I've had my fill of carbs with the Falcon that I had and all the motorcycles I've had. I've had them apart, cleaned them. You clean them, and unless you want to be there watching Jeopardy with your guitar strings and your dust off going through every little thing, they're fun to fiddle with.
Yeah, I mean,
they're nice, but
it's fun.
A buddy of mine in Fayetteville, North Carolina, he has a Magna, and that has 4 carburetors on a motorcycle. And I remember him.
That's the V. That's and they're all jammed in there.
Yeah. And I remember him complaining about it one day on his Instagram, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!"
My very first motorcycle I had was an '82 Suzuki GS 550L, and it also had 4 carburetors. I rebuilt them, factory kits, factory jets, factory check balls, springs, new float bowls, new intake boots, everything. Like I was like, okay, it runs like shit because it's got good compression, it's got good valve sealing, it's got everything's fine, but it's running like shit because I'm just assuming the carburetors are garbage in it. And I put new petcocks in it. I put brand new carburetor intake boots were extremely hard to find. And I got it all, and I put it back together, and it ran exactly the fucking same as it did before I did any of the work. And I was just like, I want to kill myself.
Yeah, I'll stick with my S1000, thanks.
I like my fuel-injected VFR 800. I just spit a lot.
Yeah, one of my favorite reviews that you did is the S1000 RR review. And I watched it shortly after I started riding mine. The BMW motorcycle. I watched it shortly after I started riding mine, and when you called out whoever was watching the video because they owned one, I was like, "Oh, I don't have a yellow helmet. Cool."
The thing I remember most about that film shoot with the BMW S1000 RR was that after doing long form YouTube stuff for 10 years, the stuff that requires volunteers. And longer shoot days because we do everything in one day usually.
Okay, yeah.
Don't bring your wives. Don't bring your girlfriend.
Yeah.
I have this picture I snuck dirty of the I don't know where it is, at which computer, it may be gone. But it's a picture of the BMW in the background by itself. And in the foreground, sitting on a curb in Boulder, Colorado, are 2 girlfriends in dresses and the heels kicked off, bored out of their minds because the husbands are here, and we're doing car stuff, and the conversations are impenetrable and they're unending.
That makes sense because back in 2016, I did my own motorcycle reviews.
Yeah,
where the editing was heavily inspired by you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, and that makes sense because like I was single at the time, and that would have been bad if I brought a girlfriend along. to those
Just
shoots.
sitting in a parking lot, like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are we doing? Go home. I'm hungry.
My wife loves cars. She likes your channel. And like, does she really?
Is she willing to sit on a curb for 4 hours and watch you guys talk about nothing? Pretty much
Nothing.
nothing.
Do you want to come to the Appalachian region of Pennsylvania where your cell phone barely gets a signal to hang in the parking lot of an old fitness center that was built in like 1972, never remodeled? There's
shit.
one bench, and I love the place, man. There exists very little photos of the inside of that building that's usually in the background of RCR, but I have a very good relationship with the owner. I'm their IT person, and in exchange, I get to film my stuff in the parking lot on Wednesdays, usually, or during the week when there's no one there. But we did have some film shoot. Like we did. Dylan was his name, friend of mine, and he is a hotshot trucker, or actually has a van. He has this van that he made look like a van from the 60s because he's an interesting guy. He's permanently living in the Nixon era. And he loves that, dresses that way, has his hair like that.
Got the tweed on all the time.
Yep. Tiny tie.
Interesting.
He has like a just your Chevy Econoline van from the 2000s.
Yeah.
But it's painted with Ford correct period paint from the early 70s.
That's pretty cool.
With a Go Fast stripe, kind of like an A-Team van going down the side. His extra leafs in the back, sick rake on it. So that when he loads it up, it's lovely.
It goes.
But this guy, he just looks permanently. He's one of these guys, if you knew him from high school, who already looked 39 when he turned 18. Just had that look to him.
I knew somebody just like that.
Yeah.
God. We're like, are you
a teacher?
Why are you on the bus with us? It's like, no, I'm 16 like you. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I am in danger. Anyway.
Yeah. So we went inside the racquetball club, and it still has the bar in there. The place lost its liquor license a while ago, so now it's just a snack bar. But all the stuff's there, and the taps are there, and it's just wood panel. Big thick pad that goes around the bar, a bunch of signs that say beware of loose change and loose women, that stuff, some old signs, the dartboard with all the holes in the wall around the dartboard.
Oh my God. Very, very specifically, this was a bar for a long time.
We just took a picture there, desaturated a little bit, and it looked like this was a photo from 1968.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how I got on that topic.
No,
we were talking about the S1000
we will literally,
R.
we will like start talking about something, and then we'll just get into tangent after tangent and after tangent, and like we'll like
I have to bring everybody back on
Eric's
topic.
like, anyway, we were talking about like this or whatever. Yeah. I mean,
speaking
it's
of
ridiculous.
Brian, how was your meetup with Dan? Do it with Dan.
Oh, great guy.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hang out with him again. He just all the way down there in Atlanta.
Yeah, he was a prior guest on the show.
He's a
great
goober.
Yeah.
He's a certified goober.
I am aging out of some slang. What is the internet definition of a goober these days?
Well, goober keeps changing. I just say goober just because it's fun. It's a funny word. I'll use goober in a derogatory way. Also, I'll be like, "Why are you such a fucking goober?" Like, it's just like it's like universal. You could be like, you'll be driving and someone will like veer into your lane and you'll be like, "You fucking goober! What the fuck was that?"
Merriam-Webster, a naive, ignorant, or foolish person. Well,
that's what it means.
But
I mean, that's
I just
close.
I just refer to anyone who does anything abnormal as a goober, I guess.
All right, let's go to current Urban Dictionary.
Oh my God!
There you go.
You ever look your name up on Urban Dictionary?
No,
never. Don't do that.
A term of affection for a lovable, silly, lighthearted person, always easy to poke fun at without actually meaning harm.
That's pretty much the main meaning of it.
Lovable.
I mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Lovable goofball is probably the best way to describe Goober, but I like to call people Goober in a derogatory way for some reason. I don't know why I do that. I do a lot of interesting things.
It's all over your Instagram, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been archived literally in 4K video.
Awesome. Instagram Reels are 4K now?
Yeah, some of them you can get HDR too. Like, have you ever been like scrolling? I don't know if your phone does it, but sometimes you'll be scrolling down Instagram and you'll get a reel that like brightens. It like gets brighter for some reason.
Yeah, I've seen where people just keep uploading stuff from Avengers Endgame and it looks different. So unless they're doing HDR after the fact.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that, but like if you take I have an iPhone 13.
Real fart.
That didn't make any noise.
Damn. It'll like fart and then it'll like specifically turn the microphone
Yeah, it's
off.
like, did I fart or was it just air?
Time to find
Air
out
recirculating
myself.
Smog era. All right, brace your ears. The magnet is about to reconnect with the mic stand. Here we go.
Ooh,
that was satisfying,
that
actually.
was a big one.
Yes, this will hold. This is one of those DIJ video mics that you're hearing me on.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Listen, it's good. What was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about. I do that frequently.
You just blew your load in the first like 30 minutes.
What was I saying?
Do you want to go to those questions you had?
Oh yeah, we could. Well, I mean,
sure.
you probably answered half of them with just Camry earlier. So
Camry. What kind of car should I get? I don't know.
Whatever. Stop bothering me because I know you're not going to do it. I'm going to say Toyota, and you're not going to buy it. And I know this is just from the car wizard guy saying that you tell someone to get a Toyota, and they realize it's $1,000 or $2,000 more, no matter what it is. It's like, yes, there's a reason because it's good.
And then they go out and buy a fucking Altima.
Ugh.
No, do not buy an Altima.
No, I have to film a Nissan Rogue tomorrow.
Oh my god!
Now, I get to, and it'll be a fun thing because, like, it's someone I know, and we told them I want an SUV. Great, buy a RAV4. Couldn't afford a RAV4. Older Honda CRV.
Buy a used one.
Yes.
Go to CarMax and buy a used RAV4.
So.
My condolences.
Yeah.
They went to their bank and got an auto loan for a used Nissan Rogue. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with you, man.
Financed a Nissan Rogue, too.
Financed a Nissan Rogue.
It's like it's like the Bravada video, and they were like, somebody financed this. Someone financed this car.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's a bad decision. Anyway, for
Rogue.
For longtime listeners of Flag Time, the new thing that we're doing on season 2 is that we have a Patreon where you can see the video episodes exclusively for this podcast. And on that Patreon, those who pick the premium tier get to ask the guest or contribute to the topic, and we have to read it unless it's like disrespectful or stupid. We can.
It's just straight up, just like
we basically tell our premium members, don't waste your $15. Anyway, So we've got 11 questions from the Patreon, and then we'll go to, after we're done with these questions, we'll go to the Instagram page at Flag Time Podcast, where we've always taken questions on the story. And over there, we're going to have to literally sift through a sea of brown to get through good questions.
Yeah, I'm sure every fucking person said brown, 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 100%,
brown. Yes, I've already seen it.
Brown.
Anyway, we'll start with the first Patreon question from Forced User. Is there a review that didn't do well but you liked a lot?
Yeah. Recently, I did a road trip with my friend Chai, who's a Twitch streamer, and in a Firebird WS6.
Ooh.
Great road trip.
That is a good car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
even LS engine,
Oof.
the last days of modern styling before. Let's just pretend it's 1965 all the time with my. That's when they make like, no, this is a modern, really good fuel economy for what it is. 6-gear cruises,
25 miles a gallon, maybe like on the Kai. Yeah,
and no one cared. It was like, and
I cared.
It wasn't really a review. It was just me having fun with my friend.
I cared.
But that's what I want to do more of with RCR. But I realized that I feel I've pigeonholed myself into the guy that just makes dick jokes and reviews cars, which, okay, I'll do that at the end of time. But and this is just from, just living in the sticks for so long. My happiest moments is when I get down out of the hills and get on Interstate 78. And I'm like, I'm gone, man. I'm getting out of here.
Hell yeah.
When I hear my GPS say, continue on I-78 22 toward Allentown, Lehigh Valley International Airport. I'm like, hell yeah. Am I flying Lehigh Valley out of here? No. Follow signs for Pennsylvania Turnpike. I'm headed to Philly, and I'm going to PHL, and I'm getting on a plane, and I'm going somewhere. So that's
happy moments.
Yeah. I want to do more travel stuff, other things, but I realize that I'd lose money doing that. So it's going to be second channel stuff. Me doing stuff like with Crazy Taxi, which is going to be finally, once the EFI is in and we know it's working right, and I or my friend Veronica, she's going to supervise the build, and she works at a very nice a shop that only does classic Mercedes. It's called Classic Workshop in Hagerstown, New Jersey.
Nice.
And it's just, what's the last, the one I called the last real Mercedes. It was like the E300 something.
Yeah, I remember that one. I don't remember the exact car, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Was it a W210 chassis car?
No, I think it was older than that.
That was a recent one. 1992 300E.
300E.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 124. Yeah.
Yeah. Although
that's like, those are cool.
Although the 380 SL from 1985, that's the Richard Gere gigolo guy, and the guy even had long hair.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
Convertible, awesome. Anyway, yeah.
All right. Next question from William Martin. What were the best and worst interviews you've had?
Oh boy.
Interviews?
Yeah.
Oh, in what sense? Like people on the...
Like people interviewing you?
I guess like for publications or like even down to podcasts.
Podcasts?
I've had some interviews that didn't go anywhere. Someone wanted me on public radio, and that didn't go well. I didn't get past I got vetted out.
Oh shit.
I think it was because Philadelphia Public Radio, because when the Philly Auto Show was in town, friend of a friend knew of me and well, can you give us thoughts about electric cars? I'm like, I will gladly talk about electric cars. And I gave them probably the answers to which it ultimately boiled down: electric cars, and I own one. It's extremely good at some things and very poor at other things.
Yeah.
And that's just it. That's like, I told them like gas prices will always go up and EV prices will go down. And at some point within our lifetime, there will be an area where it crosses where choosing between an ICE car and an EV is going to be the same thing as choosing between a gas truck and a diesel truck. Okay. Yeah. What do you need to do? What's the job of the car? And that's it. And then I think I went on and actively called out. It's like our infrastructure is just not ready. There's no standardization, and the public isn't really trained well in planning. I mean, and they wanted to talk about self-driving, and I corrected them, said there's no such thing as self-driving. There's driver assists. There's no such thing as an autopilot. And straight up
call it autopilot, but it's not.
You can buy a Tesla, but understand you're getting something that's about the build quality of a Hyundai in 1989. It's
That's what I've been saying.
it's a
That's
very
what I've been saying.
it's a very, very fast kit car. But it's something you spend a lot of money on to impress people you don't like. And if you really want to buy a very good electric car,
That's a good way to put it. It's perfect.
if you want to buy a really good electric car, the best thing I've driven all year in the past 2 years was the Volvo C30 Twin Charge. That's a very, very comfortable, fast EV that takes a lot of the ta-da out of it. It's just it's just a
People
car.
is like, oh, you just bought a Volvo.
It's just a Volvo. It feels like every other Volvo.
Except it just
It's
doesn't.
fast.
It doesn't leak oil.
I'm sure they'll put
It
like
probably
a little.
will.
They'll give you a pre-filled catch can that just drips.
Like it drips through like a membrane that like just kind of withers away, and you're like, what the fuck? There's like 3 gallons of oil under my car.
They have a Nerf foam dart at the bottom. Just get nice,
deteriorates away over time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. How you doing, Pixie? You haven't said anything this episode.
Dude, I'm exhausted from work today. I'm trying to stay awake.
Trying to stay awake? Come on.
That's why I've been moving around so much. If I sit still for too long, it doesn't matter what's going on, I'll pass out. I've done it at work.
I think that's what the Patreon. That's what the Patreon.
I'm the most
have been
awake I've
at.
ever been in my life.
Hell yeah! All right,
I'm also over here where it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Member, level 14 says, "What made you want to create/adopt your style of video creation and career reviews?" It's interesting wording.
Career reviews.
Yeah.
I guess like why did you do this? What style?
Yeah.
I guess I've never taken any film classes or anything. I just savagely point the camera at stuff and smash the edits together. I did. As far as the videos themselves, I just wanted to make something that would make myself laugh. And there you go.
That's why I make mine.
That's why I make my reels too.
Yep.
And my motorcycle reviews on YouTube. So yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to ride that Honda that was a throwback to the old 1100s?
Which Honda?
Let me see if I can look it up. I think they're still calling it the Honda CB 1100.
Oh yeah, I haven't ridden anything like that.
EFI. It's yeah, there it is. I think I don't know if it's still in production. Yeah, it's still in production.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've done. Wait, go ahead.
It just looks like a mashup between a 60s Honda and one from the late 70s.
Cool.
Inline 4, and the only thing is, like, hey, it has EFI.
Okay.
There you go. Have fun.
The motorcycles I've reviewed are my S1000, the ZH2, an older Rocket 3, a Ducati Street Fighter V4.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a VFR that is unreliable.
Oh, it's so fast though. It's so fast. Oh my god.
So fast.
I have footage for a Diavel, but I haven't done that one yet. I did one of the old scramblers back in the day. I did an FZ10 back before it was called the MT10. And what was the other one? The Triumph Thunderbird. That was one. That was the other one. Those are the only ones that I've done so far.
I wish I would have saved some of the bikes I had for RCR back when I used to ride all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a 1970 Honda CL175 Scrambler.
Ooh. So, did that have the exhaust that went up right next to your leg?
Hell yeah, burned you.
Oh.
Yeah. 175 cc's, 2 pistons.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
What was the rev limit?
It's like 900 or something, 9,000. It wasn't super high. I mean, this is still like barely 60s. It's still 60s.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You could adjust the air fuel ratio while you rode if you could feel for those knobs on the carburetor.
Wow.
That's what really got me into tuning carburetors, because there was a lot of stuff to fiddle on those things. They were not constant velocity carburetors.
Okay.
So they had an area where they liked to be.
Yeah.
And I could get around that by I think I kept the stock jets but put bigger main jets, so it almost felt like,
Oh shit!
like, it's got VTEC. It's on. It goes onto the main jet. It's actually throwing fuel into it.
That is
awesome.
a pro gamer move.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that thing. It was dangerous to ride because it couldn't stop. Hold 3 fingers up, and that's how wide those tires are.
Yeah,
wow.
they're very small boys.
That reminds me of one of my buddies, also previous guest Ryan Rowley. He had a Honda Spree.
Honda Spree. Is that a scooter?
Yeah, one of those little
tiny
scooters. It had brakes rated for 30 miles an hour, but he modded it to go 60.
Oh
Jesus
God,
Christ!
Mad lad. I'm looking at pictures of it right now.
Yeah, they're a very
smaller than the
scooter.
Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He raced that thing on like ovals, tiny ovals in Michigan.
Dirt tracking.
Oh,
Yeehaw, brother.
that thing. I love that.
Hell yeah. But yeah, we'll go to the next question here. Aaron Alexander asks, out of everything you've reviewed to date, this is one of those questions that we mentioned before. What car would you recommend as a daily driver, and what would you have for a weekend fun car?
Yeah. Camry. Just
a Camry and a V6.
Pull your ego
Camry.
out of your ass, buy a Camry or a Corolla. I used to say Corolla all the time. And I still say, fantastic. But right now, I'm seeing, and this is from when Nick bought his Camry, that you can buy a Camry for less than a Corolla. Same year, same mileage. Because I guess for some people, miles per gallon matters more. Or maybe it's the general thought that, Corolla is the best, where Camry and Corolla is the same thing. And mileage isn't really all that different as long as you have the 4-cylinder Camry.
Yeah.
The V6 Camrys, fuck though.
Those
cars get down for what they are. I remember the first time I drove a V6 Camry, I was like, all right, I have discovered that this car will do 0 to 100 miles an hour in 10 seconds.
Hell yeah.
Which is like, it's a fucking Toyota Camry. It's a front wheel drive XL. It wasn't even I think it was an LE or an XLE V6 Camry, like a 2014 or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, this car is faster than my Fox body.
Yeah.
Which isn't that fast, but from a V8 manual like car, it's like a man's car, and then it's slower than a Toyota Camry.
Here comes your guidance counselor. just freaking taking you on the outside of a corner.
Oh,
like,
shit.
No fucking way.
Man, those things, I wonder if they could take like a 50 shot of NOS.
Actually,
a G.
Yeah, Toyota
TRD makes a blower for the fucking V6.
Yeah, they do.
Are you talking about the ones that went on like 4Runners and stuff?
No, not those ones. The newer V6s, like with the minivans and stuff. I don't know if it's the 3.5 or the 2.7 V6. I think it might be the 2.7.
Oh, damn.
But
the
TRD
2.7 is the newer one, yeah.
But TRD makes a blower for the V6.
That's amazing.
And people are throwing it on the fucking Sienna minivans. And
they probably do it for some bullshit reason, like fuel economy or something.
No, it's a power blower. It says TRD on the side of it.
Hell
and
yeah.
hearing this Sienna just go wee, goes by like a fucking Hellcat.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Get an all-wheel drive, like supercharged V6 Toyota Sienna van.
Just like God.
Marketplace, just looking for stuff now.
Oh my God, no! I can't do that, or else I'm gonna be like,
I gotta pay for 2 tickets to Australia plus stuff when we go there. I can't be buying more cars.
Dude, that's so cool that you're doing that. You should. Are you gonna meet Dank Pods?
Here's the thing, man. I need more money to make the trip longer because we're going to Melbourne because we get to stay for free at a friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
And Dank Pods and Garbage Time are all the way out in Adelaide.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
A 9-hour drive or another flight. I want to, and I'll talk to Nick about it. Right now, we're there for like 6 days in Australia. 2 are going to be filming days. I mean, we could fly to Adelaide and have to turn around and fly back the next day. And I don't even know if Garbage Time and Dank Pods even knows about RCR. I mean, maybe tangentially, but maybe they don't want to hang out. I don't know. I mean, I haven't.
Everybody knows who you are.
Okay.
I would be very hard pressed if they didn't want to. That would be like blasphemous. I bet they would. I bet it would be worth. I mean, I've tried contacting Wade and just be like, I like your videos. I watch them a lot. I have the Hooded 600s by Old Mate Senny right here. I'm wearing them. But I've tried it. Silence. That dude is.
He's probably really busy.
Shit. I mean, it would probably be like you could probably watch him on Floatplane and donate him like $100 just to get his attention. Be like, oh shit!
But that's another expense. So
that's another expense just to even contact the dude.
Yeah. I was told with the way with exchange rate and stuff's more expensive in Australia. It's about $100 a day in like food and just ancillary expenses.
Wow.
For me to go down
yeah. No, it's not cheap. It sucks.
2 days in Australia for filming. We're going to film 4 cars. One better be a ute, and I really, 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 really want to get my hands on a Toyota Caldina. Meow.
That is Sasha.
The mascot of the mascot of the podcast has entered the building. Jesus Christ, Sasha. Hang on, I gotta turn the noise gate down. Hello. Would you like to join? Come here.
May I see, kitty cat?
Come here, Sasha. There's another one, but she's very shy.
Okay.
Sasha, come. Sasha.
Meow.
Come here.
She has the most iconic meow.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone, and then she's gonna come up and say hi.
Aww.
You're such a little dick. Come here.
I love you. I hate you. Lee, give me attention. Don't touch me.
This is Sasha. She'll be 16 this year. She's gonna be old enough to drive.
Oh wow.
She's 16. She's a tortie. She wants to leave immediately now.
She's like, give me this down right now.
Hey, what? Are you okay? Are you going to pee on me? Don't you dare. Oh. God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's a tortoiseshell cat, and tortoiseshell cats have, like, they call it a tortitude. And she is... Mm-hmm. She has it. She
definitely looks like she's putting up with being up.
Yes.
Okay. She snores like she pays the fucking property tax on this place.
Really?
She's like truck driver, like human adult snoring.
I remember I stayed at my friend Justin Lose's house, and he at the time had a very elderly cat. And Justin Lose, for people who know like deep dives into RCR, is a friend of mine in Pittsburgh. We did a Lemons rally together.
Ooh.
And
wow, hell yeah,
car was a Yugo GV.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We didn't go as far as to buy Adidas tracksuits, but we definitely were slobbing it. Adidas. He got sick of it by the end of it, but I had like this thing of just like hard bass that we would blast when we would come into check stops, complete with blast. Yeah, just a cheeky bleaky of donkey, stuff from Stalker, just blasting it out.
You can only tolerate that music for so long until you're like, I want to jump out of this car. That kind of bass. That's so funny.
So he had this elderly cat that was so old it couldn't meow anymore.
So it just got.
It does, yeah. It was like.
Oh no!
So, and I'm sleeping on his couch, and you just hear. Bark.
Like what fuck?
But it wanted attention really bad. But it was all bony and weird. So you just if you touched her, she felt like a Crown Royal bag full of push rods.
No. When I got Sasha from a home that she wasn't fed the best, and when I got her, she felt like that. But now she's kind of fat now, so it's all right. Yeah. That's very nice.
She's healthy.
What's we need to get some more.
We'll go to the next question. We got a few more to go through. Kai Dustpan asks, "Do you have any background wrenching?"
Yes, from motorcycles.
Nice.
When I was poor, that was your entry into something that went fast. So,
yeah,
I agree.
My first bike was a 1982 Honda. They called it the Custom. This is before the Rebel.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It existed as it had the same engine. So the first sort of like city bike ish that could honestly do something that Honda put out in the United States it might have been the late 70s. That, like, yes, there was the CB750, but this was something that was, your more everyday people bike, priced cheaply. I think it was just called the Honda Twin Star or something. It was a 200cc twin cylinder engine that was later bored out to 233, which they called a 250. That later became the engine that was in the CMX Rebel. But before it was the CMX, it was the CM. So it was like, the Honda 250 Nighthawk?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a buddy with one of those.
And picture the Rebel. They're the same bike. It's just one has disc brakes.
Yeah.
Combine the styles together. And now you have the CM250 Custom.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's more a Nighthawk than anything else, but so that was it. Like, learn how to clean the carburetor, learn how to take the crankcase off. I mean, that was those bikes didn't have oil filters. There was just that screen.
The screen you spray out with brake clean.
Yep. And understand brakes, tires, all that stuff. And from there, I moved up. I bought a piece of shit. But I wanted faster, so I bought a Suzuki GS500E.
Ooh,
and that was barely running.
Oh.
I mean, it ran, but it just it won't run right. You got to keep the choke on. It won't run.
Yeah,
right. And
I had a 550L. That was the shitty bike that I had.
I got that thing running pretty well. Learned about electrics. Learned more about carburetors. Learned about clutches and stuff. And then from there, I just got more difficult bikes to work on. The most difficult, I think, was the Honda Silverwing. That's the one with the Transverse V.
Oh.
The where they out-Guzzi'd Moto Guzzi.
Right.
Yes.
The remarkable thing about that is that it had a counter-rotating transmission to cancel out torque steer.
Interesting.
So your crank turns one way, transmission turns the other.
Wow.
They reversed it.
That's a good idea, I guess.
And also shaft drive, rear
I was about
end.
to ask, yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Really sort of laggy in that there's a lot of
Slop.
That power is making a few turns.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's not going to snap like a chain. But that was, air ride that you pump up with a bicycle pump.
Cool.
Up the shock.
Shit.
So that was like pretty good tech in the 80s.
That's cool.
Some other things went through. I had my dual sport thing that I thought I was gonna, ride on dirt. I discovered I don't really like riding on dirt. And then my last bike that I had was Suzuki was always sort of cheaper than Honda, and I was very fond of the GS 500 to the point that in my history I bought a second one, and I wish out of all the cars that I wish I've never sold, there are two that I wish I still had, and one was my 88 MR2 Mark 1B, and the other one was my 1993 Suzuki GS 500, because both of them were so of their decade.
Yeah.
The 93 GS 500, red with pink highlights. That was
wow.
Pink graphic, white wheels.
Ooh.
You know, the thing, you ride it once, the wheels are dirty.
Yeah.
And I would keep those wheels clean with a can of scrubbing bubbles. I would just spray my wheels, and all the brake grime just came right off. And I'm like, yeah, this is easy. I'm making a mess in my parents' garage.
Talking about a red bike with white wheels. I have a red bike with white wheels.
An Interceptor?
The VFR.
It's my Interceptor, yeah.
I'd love to ride an Interceptor someday.
Dude, it is a life-changing experience to ride a VFR.
I agree.
It is. It sounds like a NASCAR. It's just it sounds so good. It's unbelievable. This is I have 3 friends that I've convinced to buy them as well.
Yeah.
And this one in the foreground here. This one's mine.
Oh yeah. Now those are Fuelies, right?
EFI. Yeah. So 98 was the first year of the EFI for the, I think, Honda motorcycles. I did the 90s thing. I put clear turn signals on. I put clear taillights on it. I was just like, you know what? Let's go full Radwood with this thing. I'm gonna do it. I love that bike. It's sitting in my garage. It's right over there. It's about 10 feet away.
Sweet. Oh, lovely.
It is. It's got a stain tune muffler on it. It literally sounds like a fucking NASCAR. It's.
I have a small model of my bike.
We already did this.
What's that? The BMW.
Yeah, nice. This is the same paint scheme that I have in the garage right now. So fucking love it. It used to be my dad's, and I inherited it from him after he passed away.
So the cat wants attention, but doesn't want attention. Does it want?
I don't know, man. It's a fucking constant struggle. She does this. She'll do this thing where she'll get up on my nightstand and knock shit over on like 3 a.m, and I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. because I gotta drive a fucking million miles to go to work. But she'll wake me up early, and I'll be like, "You just got food at 11. Why are you hungry? You have food in your bowl. Fucking eat it." And they're like, "No, you have to like push all the food into the center of the bowl so she eats it." I have a lot of problems with you, but I love you.
Oh,
now go be free. Run away.
All right, so Sports Cars of Sumas asks, got any more chairlift stories?
That's a very, very good question. One time, I need like good chairlift stories, because me and skiing have always been a contemplative. Something fell.
I dropped something. Sorry.
Good job, Pixie.
Chairlift.
I'm trying to think of happy ones.
Yeah.
Because the for people who don't know what he's referring to is this long chairlift story about this old or he may be our age by now. Who knows? It was a story from middle school. I was on a chairlift with my my school ski club, and I was on the chairlift alone with this other guy who just told me, "Don't wear a condom." I ruined my life, you know. And now it's the thing about a chairlift, man. It's worse than an Uber, because an Uber you can just get out.
You just be like, I want to leave.
Yeah, the button on the phone. You can call SOS 911. A chairlift, man. Look. It's either you deal with this person or you break both your legs jumping off of this. So,
oh Jesus!
So there's that.
Oh man!
The most recent chairlift story took place in Ohio, and See, a chairlift is a place for people to yell at each other and then disappear because everybody at a lift at a ski area has masks and goggles on, and everyone kind of looks the same. But I was with a bunch of friends, and we were all in our fursuits, so we stood out big time at this ski lift, and mostly everybody was pretty cool with that, but occasionally you had people asking weird questions. Most of them were the questions that you yell when someone's not looking, and then you look, and then they look away.
Mhm.
But this one kid, we're on the chairlift, a bunch of people in animal costumes, right?
Mhm.
And I just hear
Oh boy.
someone yell up from below. We're almost at the top where you unload. And normally, typically, ski areas, you unload at the top and then people kind of filter. And usually, immediately, you can ski underneath the ski lift because it's a big flat area and you're picking which run you want to go down.
Mhm.
So I hear from below someone just yell up, "Weirdos!" And I can see them and I'm looking down. And you have to yell back. If you're fucked with on a ski lift, you got to have comebacks immediately.
Mhm.
So I just yelled back, "You're hot."
Oh,
Which is a nice one. My favorite ski lift chirp is I'm trying to remember his name from high school. A guy who would just yell. People would yell at each other on the lift. The thing he would just yell was, "I can wrestle you with my cock." The crazier it is, it's the better. Yeah,
It's like internet. It's like anonymous internet comments almost.
it totally is that. It's freaking 4chan with Under Armour and Smith goggles or whatever.
Yelling at
Oh,
people in
shit.
traffic.
Yeah.
And then you have a faster car, and then you get stuck at a red light with them.
Then you get stuck in a red light.
And you're like, "Hi."
Yeah. So that was a fun one.
I love
Hell
that. I've never been skiing or done any sort of winter sports before, but knowing there's like a culture of like people that just yell random obscenities to people and just disappear, like they're you find them down there and they're like, I remember
similar. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, you're good.
I think it's similar to like typical road rage in that you are doing a sport that's pretty darn dangerous and a little bit of adrenaline is going when you're doing this.
So you're just like excited.
So you're ready to go, man. And I like it. That's a dopamine dump for me. I wish I could have skied a lot this winter, but no. I got to go out once.
Oh,
All right.
You'll have
Shall
some
we go to the
time.
next one? Let's see.
yeah.
Broken Mess asks, are there any other content creators that you take inspiration from or admire?
Mm-hmm. My friend Foster has a YouTube channel that doesn't really update anymore because he got a job, traditional job. His YouTube channel floundered a little bit. His channel is called Adler the Eagle, and he was with us that day. We were talking about skiing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He edited a few videos for you, didn't he?
We were in each other's videos, but I never hired him to do
Okay.
editing.
Gotcha. I remember seeing him a lot. That's why I asked.
I produced a video for him.
Okay.
Where he flew an airplane along with my friend Tony, who's the pilot. Other channels, let's see. Let me look at my YouTube page to see what it gets bumped to the top that I watch a lot of. Technology Connections, there it is.
That man is a gem.
Yeah. I watch every single one of Technology Connections.
Yeah, me too. I show them to my family. I show them to my girlfriend. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna watch a 45-minute long video about fucking toasters," and I'm glued to the screen.
Yep. A lot of the channels I watch are really just comedians' YouTube channels. So we've got Matteo Lane, we've got Ari Shafir, Stavros Halkus. I like Rastaman Builds. That's another car channel where a guy he just repairs cars, and if there is a gimmick, it's like with a Jamaican accent, but they're very, very fast and they're very informative. He mostly works on BMWs. He may be at a Euro specialist shop.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Mr. Subaru.
I think I follow him on Instagram.
Like 1337, Mr. Subaru or whatever his name is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got now we get stuff that's buried down here. People who don't bring stuff up a lot. We've got Sloppy Mechanics, but he's not really apt to. Yeah, Matt Happel.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be tuning the Crazy Taxi once we get the EFI in. We're going to go to his dyno. Not that we can really do much because I did not opt for a 4-barrel or keeping it as it is. The car came with a 352.
Yeah.
And I am not quite sure, maybe you can answer this, Sterling, if there are internal differences between the 352 and the 390.
Well, there's a different crank, so they have a longer stroke, but the bores are very similar. The heads are pretty similar. There are differences in a lot of the cylinder heads from the 360 to the 390, if I believe. I don't know. I haven't had an FE for probably 5 years or so, so I haven't. Okay. I have tons of books that have like interchange guides and stuff like that. But a 2-barrel and a 4-barrel 352, a 2-barrel on a 352 is very adequate.
Okay,
it's fine.
What the guys from Holly and myself really couldn't figure out was if 352s were ever offered with 4 barrels, and if a 4-barrel intake from a 390 fits a 352.
I'm pretty sure they just bolt on. Like I know that an Edsel top end, a 361 top end, will only fit a 361 bottom end. But I am 95% sure you can basically put 390 heads and an intake on any FE engine. Okay. Don't quote me on that. I have a Ford parts interchange manual. It's like 55 to 72.
Nice.
And I could look in there to see if I think it's pretty much all the same. You can also look, if you go on Summit Racing and just look for intakes, it will say if it will fit.
Summit Racing did, and I didn't. I'm not trusting just one source. And the other thing is, it not just the fitment was if the engine could take a 4-barrel Holly Sniper shoving stuff in, would something break? Would I float valves? Would I do something here?
I don't think it would. It would. 352s FE engines are pretty bulletproof. I mean, they used them until the mid 70s, and they're powerhouses. They're reliable. You could try.
Well, in my other room, there's a 2-barrel Sniper, so
that's adequate. That's fine.
Another question would be the transmission. If you started putting more power in the engine, would the Cruise-O-Matic 3-speed actually? Would you break something in that?
Well, my dad had, so the Edsel that we had, it was a 361. So the very first iteration of the FE had 303 horsepower.
Wow.
In 1958, it was the second most powerful car you could buy. First was the Chieftain, Pontiac Chieftain.
That's how much horsepower my E-Class has.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It was. My dad had
what
his
compression. Would it have?
It was like I think it was like 11-1 or something crazy. Like
okay,
damn.
The compression of the 352 in my Galaxy.
It's like 8.5, 7,
8.1.
yeah, not much.
Oh,
good for boost though.
Yes, I would not. Now, as Holly Snipers can. They're totally set up for positive manifold.
You can blow through a Holly Sniper. It probably won't like it, but you can do it.
I don't know shit about carburetors, so I wouldn't know.
Well, we're going to EFI in it, so The guy from Fuel Injection Sucks, Justin Kramer, was working on a square body that he was going to do a blow through carb on it, but it became one of those projects that got parked and then nothing happened.
Yeah. I have sadly succumbed to that multiple times.
Yeah.
I've learned. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this 1987 Ford Mustang GT, and then I'm gonna take it apart, and then I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff, and then put it back together.
While he's going, I'll section the.
I'm trying to find the spec sheet on the Edsels engine. Yeah, it had. So it was called, the engine was called the E400 because it had 400 foot-pounds of torque.
Jesus,
it was 10.5 to 1 compression. It had a Holley 4-barrel on its stock, like a 1406 Holley carb. Had 303 horsepower at 4,600 RPM. My dad had his rebuilt. That's kind of the very first car I ever really had experience with fucking with. And you know what? I'll show you a picture of it. Why not? And that car kind of cursed me because now
I apologize right now. I am using Photoshop at the moment, making a thumbnail. Talking to you, so
No, you're good.
Don't worry about a thing. This was the Edsel that my dad had. It was a black and white 4-door hardtop Ranger, and it was this car.
I don't know if you can see it.
I don't know if you can see it.
Who, me?
Yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah, right now I full screened.
Okay. Let me know when you're done.
Yeah.
But he had it rebuilt, and he also had the transmission rebuilt. The transmission in the Edsel was the 2-speed Power Glide transmission, but it was called a Teletouch transmission because the Edsels had a push button shifter in the center of the steering wheel that it was so cool. Like the shifter button stayed still and you would rotate the steering wheel around it. It was so cool. If you ever get the chance to review an Edsel with the Teletouch, do it. I could probably find you one.
Well,
I wish I still had mine.
All they have to do is be okay with some gay guy talking about his dick while he drives their car.
The one guy I know that has one probably would not be okay with that, unfortunately, but he doesn't have to know that.
I'm at this point that I'm not hiding. Like,
dude, don't.
RCR, like, I just would hide the fact that I was gay, and now I'm like, don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's heartbreaking. Honestly.
Yeah. We were talking about on the phone that I'm still in a like sort of sad, depressed state because after coming out, there are people in the car world who would prefer that I not come around anymore.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Like
that's dumb.
Without exaggeration, that pisses me the fuck off. Actually,
pisses me off too, man.
It is ridiculous that there are some people out there that think that there's something about a car that requires you have a penis and you put it inside of a woman and you can't do anything else. And if you do something else, you get ostracized. Like I have friends that have the most ridiculously cool car you'll ever fucking see in your life, and they're gay, and they're open about it, and it's fine. Who gives a shit? The people that care about that are asinine. I don't understand where they get the whole. It doesn't affect you. Who cares?
The reasoning I get from people is they even say like things like, I'm very open-minded, blah blah blah. But
everyone says that.
Yeah, but I'm just we're traditionalists, and normally, we're Christians and we're traditionalists, so we're just looking out for our children, that sort of stuff.
Well, you can be Christian and you can be open-minded and still appreciate and respect people that are just born differently than you.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is. There's people that are. they're all like, oh, fucking, it's all they all every one of them. They all. I'm generalizing here, obviously, but a lot of people they talk about like children and like an agenda, and they're like they're forcing our kids to do this. I'm like, it's not what's happening.
It's not real, but
It's not real. There's no agenda.
But cohorts, like other influencers, there are all types of influencers, and I remind myself, it's people like me who wrote your opinion, so you'll follow the money. It usually comes from like a super PAC or something like that, who have wrote these quick sound bites for you, so you vote a certain way, or better yet, buy that. Get your day started with. Have you gotten this like ad yet for just this phone app called Prayer?
No.
Thankfully, I haven't. That sounds like something I would be upset to see, honestly.
I don't even know if the guy in the ads even works for it. Could be just an actor. They're pretty slickly shot, and it's.
What if it's AI?
Could be AI. Who knows? Just some guy selling this sort of it. I skipped the ad immediately, but I'm guessing it's a version of like you know how you have the workout app that just tells you what to do. That's sort of like those. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably a version of that, but just for Catholics or whoever are Christians.
It tells you what prayers.
I don't know, but
because that kind of sounds like what it is. That's scary. Yeah. Shit that tells you what to say and what to believe in. Why don't you form your own opinions?
But well. You know, forming other people's opinions is it's the basics of marketing, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I forget how I got on the topic of the app called Prayer, but
sorry, YouTube ad.
It's I suppose maybe the answer was like it's mostly spin. So it's probably that app. Is the point to make people more pious? No, the point's to make money.
Mm-hmm. It's always money.
Yeah. Anyway. So your prejudices are a marketable commodity, and people like me are here to take advantage of that. Mm-hmm. And but anyway. Stuff like that, like me starting to have conversations with people in a kind of disinterested way, with almost the cadence of, oh gosh, what's the actor's name? James Spader. I like the best thing about The Blacklist is James Spader just cocking his head to one side and just explaining something to you like you're an idiot. Like this is how it works. This is so you're free to believe. Anyway. So, I mean, it's shutting down like conversations and stuff. But again, me wanting to get down to the Philly area and hopefully making enough money and selling enough $50 coffee mugs for these car giveaways simultaneously. I don't know, I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep this up. I don't do the giveaways. They're done by my friend Justin Bernash, who used to have an MR2 shop. In fact, he fixed my MR2 for free before he started doing these reviews and or doing the giveaways. And the giveaways aren't doing as well as they were, but times are tough and not too many people have the disposable income they did during the pandemic. So, but they're my ticket to Australia, and also eventually, like, I can't really say it in the videos, but enough people watch your podcast. Like, look, the money after Australia, like, this is going toward a down payment in my house so I can get out of my homophobic little.
Yeah, you gotta change your environment. If it's not working out and it's not feeling like home, you gotta go. Like, it's the environment around you will heavily put inspiration on the way you live your life.
Yeah, and people have noticed in the comments, like, geez, Brian is a lot more cynical than he used to be. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
It's a product of our surroundings. Mm-hmm. It's if you're in a place that like doesn't appreciate or respect you, then it's going somewhere else is kind of the best option.
Yeah. I mean, that was my therapist said for a while. He's like, Brian, when are you leaving town? That was like a year ago. Like,
You leave in town. I know you got the money, and it's like, yeah, I know I got the money. But another bit of it, like my hesitation to buying a house, is you know how you ever meet people in the car world who are afraid to buy a used car?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Actually,
What if something goes wrong? It's like I have never been a homeowner. I don't know anything about fixing houses. The house I live in now is owned by my friend Greg. He fixes things. So if I buy a house, suddenly, I'm the repairman.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to tell the difference between a good house and a bad house. I can, like you guys, we can tell a difference between a good car and a bad car from 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You'd be like, that
But-
thing is clapped.
Yeah.
But someone, I mean, just find a good building inspector, really.
Hmm.
Find a good building inspector, find the history of the inspection history on the building you'd buy. Really. That's kind of building inspection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have. I bought a used camper a long time ago that I should have had inspected because I didn't know that underneath all the metal siding, it had rotten wood. And when I put it on my truck and tied it down on the tie down ports, it ripped all of them out. I was
Well.
like, fucking cool. I was planning on living in this for a year and a half. And now I'm going to park it somewhere and live in it for a year and a half now. But not go anywhere, which is what I fucking wanted to do. Is the entire reason I bought the damn thing. Anyway, that's another topic.
So,
But I'm sorry, we're delaying the questions still further. But I just
There's
wanted to
4 more.
say that I know that a lot of people you said that you're a little depressed, and a lot of people have ghosted you in the automotive space. But I just want you to know that there is not a person I know that has been inspired by you,
Oh, thanks, man.
including me. Like
all three
the
of
whole,
us.
all three of
in here, yeah.
literally everyone that I know who is into cars and isn't a piece of shit, which is almost all my friends. We grew up watching you on
Oh, thanks.
YouTube, like in high school, and because I'll be 29 this year,
Uh-huh.
and
Gosh,
High
I've been
school-
at this for 10 years. Wow.
you're a fucking legend. And
Oh, thanks, man.
don't stop because of what anyone says.
Thanks. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
You just got to know that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I know everyone, I get pieces of shit in my comment sections on pretty much everything that I post. And I'm sure you've seen, I put it publicly. I post it on my story and people
Yeah.
go and bully the shit out of them. But there's always going to be shitty people in every
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of life. And it's just something that, you wish you could change someone's mind, but everyone has the way that they think. It's the way they were brought up, and what you can do is the best thing you can really do is just surround yourself by people that not are like-minded, but are
Supportive.
of you and the way you live. And that's just
Mhm.
because if you don't have friends that are like that, then really, like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah, I would like to have more of them. I realize when I live here in my area of Pennsylvania, gosh, how many friends do I have here in town?
It's a pretty small town, isn't it?
Yeah. Gosh, when Ben moved away, that was one person cut the list down pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I get that. I grew up in a really small town, and when my friends all moved away to go to college, it was just like, what the fuck am I even?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do after I go to work? I'm gonna go home.
Exactly what
Yeah.
happened to me.
Like, what am I supposed to do? And then I moved up to. I mean, it kind of did something similar to what you're planning on doing. You're planning on moving to a big city with
Yeah.
fucking everyone. Everyone loves you. It's just like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You start getting into a more metropolitan area and hanging out with more people,
Yeah, I feel better. Like I was down with my friend Corbin. He took me out. We had a time down in Philly this past weekend. I drank like I was in like I was your age.
I can't do that anymore. I take one shot of tequila and I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, it was enough that I threw up the next morning. Like, I remember this. Yeah. Yeah, I had a fun time down in Philly. I went to Woody's, which is like a historic gay bar in Philly, and it sucked because Woody's
That's
is a
a
college
perfect
bar
name
with some
for a gay
rainbow
bar.
flags. Like I've been to some nice gay bars, and Woody's is like fine. I went to it. It was one of these places that meant something long ago, and now is just kind of it's a place for single white females to go on bachelorette parties or girls' night out.
Let's go to a gay bar.
Yeah.
Literally,
You guys are in
exactly.
sync. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. That's how Bellingham is. That's like the same fucking town. I swear
Really?
to God.
Mhm.
Yeah. Except it's over here where it rains too much, and there's people that live one city up that are all Trump supporters. Not that every one of them is bad, but
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another topic.
Yeah.
So
What were we talking about?
Next
Oh, yeah.
question.
Yeah, next
Sorry.
question. Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So Spencer Delfo asks, how did you come up with the Mr. Regular character, or is it just your personality cranked to 11?
Yeah, it's definitely yeah. So it's a larger personality to be sure. I had to come up with it because I was still a teacher when I started RCR, so I had to hide. And
I gotcha.
So
You didn't show your face for a long time.
that's why, yeah, because I still thought I'll still be a teacher, and then I started making enough from YouTube that I'm like, there's no point in this. I'm not going back.
Mm-hmm.
That's understandable.
So yeah, the Mr. I had to come up with something really quick, like Mr. Regular, like something simple, and then Nick Roman just suggested just take your last name and just hide in plain sight. So Nick Roman, the Roman, that's his last name. That's really all that is. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, let's go to we got 3 more Patreon questions. Nicholas asks, I know you reviewed the Lightning, but do you have any opinions on the normal F-150 from 97 to 03?
Fine truck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's the modular, right?
Yep.
Some of those use the modular, the 2-valve. Am I remembering correctly, or did they have the Triton in those?
The F series, the Crown Vics had the 4.6.
Yeah.
And then the Tritons, I made a lot of money on Tritons.
All right, so all the F-150s from that area, they did not have the 4.6 modular. They had the
5.4.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
The 5.4. I have made a lot of money repairing 5.4s, and not consensually.
Consensually.
I know what you mean too. I've worked on a lot of those.
I have a lot of opinions about the 97 to 03
Gotcha.
fucking Ford pickups specifically, but the question wasn't for me. So
if you go pre-97, then they had the 4.6.
No,
They never had it.
To 96. I don't know if many of the trucks had.
Where I go to Wikipedia.
Some of the trucks definitely had the 4.6 because I've worked on them.
All I know is Mercedes. I have no fucking idea.
I had one actually. I did a state on one the other day.
Intakes, spark plug rethreads, fucking.
Okay, 97 to 04 engines. You're right. They are all Tritons, with the exception of the base engine got the 4.2 Essex.
The 4.2
That's what it is.
Almost, I would say, a better engine, which is kind of sad.
That thing will run till the end of fucking time.
Well, it's because the OBS trucks made until 96, they all had either a 300 inline six, which is probably the most reliable engine Ford ever made. They had the 5.0, they had the 5.8, or they had the 7.5 460. Those are the gas engines they had. All of those engines are reliable as back hair. It's crazy. It is. And then when Ford, they changed everything. They changed the Mustang. They changed the engine in the Mustang. They changed the engines in pretty much all of their front wheel drive cars. They changed. They got rid of everything that they used to have. They got rid of the 2.3 4-cylinder, which was a super fucking reliable engine. They got rid of the original pushrod 5 liters and the Explorer. They made the Explorer until 2001 with the last remaining overstock 5 liters that they had. And then they discontinued the 460, which is the last big traditional iron block, iron head Ford V8, the big block. They discontinued everything, and then they replaced it with a way more modern cam gear chain, timing chain, overhead cam 4.6 and the 5.4. They look good on paper, but Jesus Christ. After being a mechanic for so long, it's just, you know how many old Fords I've worked on versus that era of Fords that I've worked on? It's a lot more. Which is crazy. Anyway,
so there's that.
I'm rambling again. I'm sorry.
Here's another question that'll just be a Camry answer. If you had to choose one car to daily for the next year and you couldn't drive anything else, what would it be? From Eric.
I mean, I have, it's either going to be the Camry or for a while, my daily before I bought the Kia electric car. I mean, it's my camera car. It's my 3rd gen 4Runner. I'm going to be buried in that thing. I paid $16,000 for it.
Wow.
Because it had 75,000 miles on it. And completely had the bottom covered in POR 15.
Nice.
With a top coat. The interior's mint. And new timing belt. There's nothing wrong with it. And that's when I have to go farther than what my electric car does, I just get in the 4Runner.
Yeah.
15 miles a gallon.
Oof.
Yeah, the 3rd gens are kind of bricks going through the air. The 4th gens, even though they have a 4 liter instead of the 3.4, they get better mileage. And I think maybe I could consult the Oracle on this. I think
Ponder the orb.
The orb. 4th gen 4Runner has taller rear gearing. The 3rd gens, unless otherwise asked for, have 410 rear gearing. So my thing revs kind of high already.
What year did you say yours was?
2000.
Good.
We've
got a 95 at the shop right now with a fucking 3.0 in it, and damn, it sucks.
Yeah,
I hate that. It fucking sucks.
It's tragic that that Toyota made that, and yeah, I mean they make great stuff, but that's not one of the engines. That's not one of the good ones.
All right, we'll do the last Patreon question here. Ford Tech S550. He name drops you, Sterling, but I'm pretty sure we can use this as in general. Did you ever get upset at Sterling or anyone else for quoting your videos or pretending to be like you?
That's a good question, actually. I would like to know.
Was that a question for me?
Yes, that was a question for you.
I've never been... The only time I had a ask of Sterling is when he was just tagging me in all of his Instagram reels.
Why is this fucking guy tagging me?
Like every single one. I'm like, thank you, but
I got your attention.
Negative reinforcement is still reinforcement.
Oof. But yeah, like any if like anybody does a video that is basically your style, does that?
Oh yeah, I'm honored. I'm happy.
Oh nice, hell yeah.
That's what I figured. Because I made a video at a local flight museum called the Museum of Flight in Seattle here.
Mhm.
And I swear to God, every other comment I have made, I made like one or two or three my plane is best plane because X joke references, and a lot of people were upset. They were like, "You're just using his likeliness to get views." And my whole opinion on it was, I was doing it to honor my favorite creator because it's just it's a reference. It's like in music when like, you know, someone plays like a 12 bar blues riff scale on a song. It's like, well, it's not really, yes, that's the same riff, but is it copying is it inspiration? And I've tried interacting with some of them. I'm like, I'm not trying to rip anyone off. It's just, I'm just inspired because it's been ingrainned in my personality to
But yeah,
you know, make a lot of people are mad. Like, you get your own thing, you're a fucking loser.
like back in 2016 and 17, that was when I was mainly doing my motorcycle reviews. I tried to do all of my own jokes. I didn't want to like straight up rip a joke from either you or somebody else. But like I said before, the editing and the filming style was heavily inspired by you. And I was still getting called an RCR copy by a lot of people.
Oh.
And
I mean, it's just honor on my part that someone would say, like, still thinks that some of the stuff I made back in the day is still relevant today.
It is very relevant.
I mean, it still makes me laugh.
It makes me fucking cry laughing. Like, we just got a new guy at our shop, and I showed him the Accord video, which was the first one that I saw. I showed him the Miata video, the RX-8 video, and the Bravada video, and he was crying laughing.
Oh, thanks.
It was, and he's 21. He just turned 21. He graduated in 2020, and you know, these are very young people that are still just like, they're like, I love the niche, the extremely niche, super specific references to things that don't make sense to that person, but are just so funny because they're just so out of context.
Yeah, like I still show people the Christmas special that you did where for a straight minute you just said hot dicks.
Hot dicks.
Hot dicks. I start making myself laugh and try to get it to get it in. I like the idea that like someone would be, because the early ones were really, they were half of them were YouTube poops.
Yeah.
The idea,
yes,
like the original idea of RCR, which it never became this, was that it would have been a straight car review for about 45 seconds,
and then just
the idea that someone would be watching it on like a Dell Dimension or something at their office with their speakers. And also make the beginning audio just a little bit softer to get them to turn the audio up a little bit, and then start in with the bullshit.
That was like what How To Basic did.
Yeah.
He would be like, here's how you make a recipe, and then you just start throwing eggs and screaming.
Yeah,
just lull him into a false sense of security and then hit him with something hard.
I can still get hard with a thought.
I saw that you followed a guy on Instagram called Broccoli Poisoning.
Why does that sound familiar to me?
He makes those like, he's like in a different dimension. He's like in the back rooms, but he does like the RCR voice. And
who did? I followed someone or someone else did?
I think, well, you commented on one of his popular videos, and he went to a meet, one of your meets.
BRO.
Broccoli Poisoning.
Spell broccoli. Oh yeah.
Like his shit is hilarious, man.
Broccoli. Oh, I remember that. Broccoli Poisoning.
Warm my body on the radiator.
Something of him driving. Doesn't follow me.
Scroll through his reels find the one with the biggest number.
It's not. Here's something.
1.4 million.
Tomes of knowledge.
Yeah, that one.
Atlas of.
This sounds familiar.
Says you
Yeah.
commented on it.
Oh, okay. What did I say?
Said, is this KU?
High definition.
Oh, I know the
My
real.
wife and I are having trouble conceiving. Oh, it's fine. It's just I don't want to. I'll have the beef and cheddar.
I'll have the ham.
What the hell? Does it come in a small?
It's a cream chip beef on
Let's
toast,
see.
please.
There are I'm in the Instagram stories responses, and there's so many joke responses that it's like
I hate those. God damn it.
let's see.
Just
Trying to see if I can find-
ask a real question. Like this is a legend.
I'm on your Flag Time podcast. Is this the latest one you have posted?
Yeah.
There's what? How many?
There's
only seeing, like,
89
4 responses.
there's 89 responses.
Okay.
We
Let's
can't.
see.
No
let's
one
see.
except for Eric can see them. Well,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's exclusive.
Yeah, it's a story response thing instead of like somebody posting comments.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Here's one. What vehicle have you changed your opinion on since reviewing it?
Who asked the question?
Yeah, that was from
Okay.
Mini Mumbles.
What did I think that I thought would suck, and then got better, or something that I thought would be better? Okay.
After you reviewed it?
Here's one, and this may be another answer to something like if someone asked me what's the best of something.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I knew was going to be, it was going to be good, but I thought it would have been orgasmic, and it was, but it's like come too soon, and then you still realize it's a Toyota at the end. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't know what car.
Would it be the Supra?
No, keep going
Okay.
up.
Keep going up.
Keep going up.
The LFA?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard from a lot
Huh.
of people.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It is very, very good, but it's still a Toyota. Like
Yeah.
the devil is in the details with that car,
Mhm.
and it's because of its automated manual. That transmission is made to be on a track, just slamming through gears. You try to
Mhm.
drive it around town, it doesn't like it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I was driving it around a suburban area. No one gave a shit at all.
God, it sounds so good.
It's also
Bless
very
you.
small.
Bless you.
It's only about the size of a Celica.
Yeah, they're a
Really?
little car.
Yeah.
It looks
tiny.
so much bigger in pictures.
I know. It's really wide.
It is wide. Yeah, it is wide.
It's like I've seen people say like a very similar thing, but the opposite about the Carrera GT. They're like, this is a car that we all thought, like, I know everyone thinks the Carrera GT was amazing, and it is. It's like people thought like what everyone wanted the LFA to be, the Carrera GT is. It's like what I've kind of heard from some people.
Mm-hmm.
On the other end of the spectrum, like something I thought would suck a little bit and turned out to be absolutely fantastic it was one of the giveaway cars.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Mark VI Mini Cooper S.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
from 1990 something. Like, hope that it really is true. This is one of the best driving cars in the friggin' world.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it's not fast, but you just go into a corner full blast. foot
Dude, they're
down.
so much fun to drive.
Yeah.
They're fun to drive and they're fun to be in.
Just not work on.
And then you have to take it to me.
Hey, guess what? The rear shocks, they're rubber cones. And where are they? Inside the swing arm.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Are you serious?
Yeah,
It does not have hydraulic shocks.
What the
Excuse me,
fuck?
it does not have springs. It has normal shocks, but instead of springs, it has compressible rubber cones.
little rubber bumper thingies. God
That
damn,
doesn't
they're so much fun to
sound
drive.
that doesn't sound good
but
for
they're naturally
longevity at all.
progressed so hard. Yeah, but they work. They're
They're super weird.
Yeah.
But they work.
tried them once with springs, and they found out the car's faster with rubber cones. It wins more races. You can
Like,
throw it in because they're naturally progressive. The more you don't need fancy shocks because the car is so freaking light. What do you need springs for? And maybe that's another weight saving thing. These cones are actually lighter. We've shaved a little bit off of it. And also that the transmission is below the engine. It's run with a gear. It's not direct. But the parts themselves, like mine needed new wheel bearings, and the wheel bearings were $30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a car that's like old enough that's been in production for so long that it's just like, well,
yeah. The
here's every part for it.
In production from 1959 to 2000.
Yeah.
So every single part you can find, you just have to have someone who specializes in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun fact, those cones like to turn to powder down here.
I would imagine that would happen over time.
They are a wear item. Yeah.
We had
also, the wheels are not hub centric.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. They're just like trailer wheels.
That's so fucking scary.
Yeah.
Sterling's flashbacks to the Mustang.
The Mustang that had I once dollied home a 79 Mustang notchback that somebody had swapped on non-hub centric or hub centric wheels, and it had the wrong lug nuts.
Uh-oh.
It had lug nuts made for hub centric wheels,
and they kept flying off.
We got probably, I don't know, we made it like 35 miles on I-5, and then the fucking left rear wheel flew off on in the left lane of I-5, going like 70 miles an hour, just bombing down I-5. And I heard like a cuckoo, and then I look in my mirror, and there's just sparks, and there's like a brand new like X5 behind that car. Like, oh, no damage happened. Nothing bad happened. We pulled over on the left median of I-5 where it was 5 lanes wide on both sides, and it was probably one of the scariest things I've ever experienced in my life. We couldn't go anywhere because we were a truck towing a car, and my buddy that was with, he was like, "Hey, friend who lives 5 minutes away, can you go to Harbor Freight and buy us a jack and a impact wrench and a new set of lug nuts for an 87 Mustang or a 79 Mustang?" And we took like the front wheel off, put it on the back because the wheel was destroyed.
Yeah.
And then we got off the highway, and we had to go like maybe 10 miles to the ferry, and we went like 40 miles an hour on the highway, like on the right lane with the hazards on. Horrible. It was horrible. Yeah. We got into town. We checked the tires. Everything was fine. We go downtown on First Avenue in downtown Seattle, and the fucking wheel flew off again. And it was shitty. It was a 4-lug car, and every time the wheel came off, the fucking lug nuts came off too. And then the next time it came off, it broke one of the studs off, and it was just like, oh my god, we're gonna die here.
That was the story from episode 3 of this podcast.
Yeah,
that was a horrible day. Anyway, I'm talking a long time again.
No, you're good. But yeah, we've been recording for 2 hours, so we should probably go ahead and end this because we don't want to keep you for longer than you're willing to stay up for. I don't know how long that is. But yeah,
getting ready to go to bed, son.
Yes. So we just want to thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
This is a dream come true for me.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I'm in Seattle.
Please do. I have a lot of shitty cars. I have a lot of regular cars.
Pitching to be on the review again.
Right. When we come up, it's probably going to be a motorcycle thing. So if you feel like riding your Interceptor all the way to Seattle, I know that's a haul, but
gladly.
Okay.
He'll make it.
I will gladly. You gotta ride my bike. It will. It's amazing. It is. I mean, it's worth $2,500, but holy shit!
Are they that cheap?
Have you ridden the Moto Compacto?
I haven't, but I want one so bad. Is it? Do you think it's worth it?
No,
I saw you ride one.
Yeah, I rode it at a JDM car meet in something. It was right across from the city. I'm being so East Coast here, New York, Manhattan.
The city. The
We were Jersey side on the other side of the Hudson.
Mhm.
It was a great car meet. You know, a lot of right-hand drive stuff. We drove there in my buddy Tony's JDM fire truck, and his little K fire truck. To the point, he's so into owning a JDM fire truck, he paid a voice actor to read a warning in Japanese about Godzilla attacking.
Oh my
And
god!
The box for the siren has an aux input, so you can plug if your phone has it, you can just blast stuff out of this thing.
The box that I could yell obscenities.
So Moto Compacto has zero rake. So
yeah.
Oh shit!
Straight up and down.
Straight down, and you're sitting almost
that little scooter thing.
Yeah, dude.
Your tailbone is like behind the rear wheel.
Oh,
Like and then the front is like right at your sternum. So
It's
you're steering correction all the time.
Mhm.
And then to make it weirder, the motor's in the front wheel. So it's front wheel drive.
Mhm.
So
It's like a Lime scooter.
yeah, but with a shorter wheelbase and less. Well, you're really steering it with your asshole and not your legs. Your feet are just kind of on the pegs, not doing anything, and you're just like this kind of.
It's like Mr. Garrison driving that fucking thing. He's got to like jerk off himself.
Yeah. You ever we're all on swivel chairs. You ever get going too fast on a swivel chair and you're trying to trying to torso your way back in the right direction?
Yeah.
It's that. And then giving it throttle, giving it more go juice makes it more unstable unless you're going in a dead straight line because it's a front wheel drive. You've now put torque on that wheel. It wants to straighten itself back out again. So it's sort of like
interesting.
Like everybody's first experience with if they're riding a 600 motorcycle and they're not really ready for that yet, you watch them, they'll just goose it and they'll goose it on a straightaway and then get really in a corner and then blast it again. So that's how you ride a Moto Compact, like how I rode the Moto Compacto. Also, it's very slow. It's very, very slow. There's hardly enough room for a big motor and an even smaller battery. If it is a very cool fashion statement, and I like it more than a hoverboard. It's better than that.
That's easy to. That's easy though.
If you want a scooter, you buy the Segway. What is it? 9bot. That's like the one to get. They motor, and then of course, did you see Segway made the maxi one? It's like the GT something. It's a $5,000 scooter. It's $5,000.
I know that you can.
It weighs 100 pounds.
Jesus.
And it goes. I don't know if it touches 50 yet. It may. It's stupid. It's like in the mid 40s is how fast it goes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Turn signals, horn, anti-theft. It's big.
Do you need an endorsement to ride it?
Nope. You need nothing.
It's not 50 cc's.
Yeah.
Nope.
Interesting.
I was really drawn to the 9bot because you can take out the thing and you can basically make it a go-kart, like a sit-down go-kart. They have a whole thing about it.
Can take off the handle?
You can take off the handle and you can turn it into a go-kart.
Awesome.
The go-kart. Yeah, here. Let me where is
Bumblebee Segway Go-Kart Pro, $2,000.
Interesting.
Segway 9bot Go-Kart Pro. Are they making their own ones? What is this on Amazon?
You can get it on Amazon.
I wonder if it just
Go-Kart
has the motor.
Pro 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the drive unit from the 9bot just goes into the go-kart chassis. So if you buy the go-kart, you can just take the handle thing and put it on the 9bot thing, and then you have a fucking that.
Okay, so this thing goes only 11 miles an hour. Oh, go 23 in 23 race mode. Okay,
It's got 96
race mode.
Newton meters of torque. It's got a G of acceleration.
Really?
Yeah.
We talking
It's
about
like-
the go-kart still?
Yeah.
So the S2 9bot, what are we looking at? S2, S2R. What's the most expensive 9bot? It might be the S2 Pro at $550. And it has a top
Ooh. They're coming out with a new go-kart. The Go-Kart Pro 2. 360-degree haptic feedback, auto-centering steering wheel. 26 miles an hour top speed.
Sounds like an RC car.
Okay,
You
so
can-
the scooter 9bot is slower at only 19 miles an hour.
That's still horrifically fast for a scooter. Like going 11 miles an hour on the going in downtown Seattle, they have these Lime scooters. I'm sure they have the same similar thing in New York. They have these scooters that go, I think they go 11 miles an hour, and that feels horrifically fast. I couldn't
We did-
imagine going almost 10 miles an hour faster than that.
We did those in Austin. That shit was sketchy.
It was fun though.
It was fun until I couldn't get mine to turn off.
Right? Yeah.
Almost threw that thing into the fucking river.
The river that was basically dried up.
The river probably already had scooters in it.
Oh, I gave you the long link. Okay, but there's the expensive scooter I was
Holy
talking about.
It's like a novel long link.
Segway
That's a
9
boomer link. I just
GT1,
did Control C, Control V, just like a. All right, so it's cheaper. It's not
43
$5.
miles an hour.
God damn.
It was cheap.
No,
It's-
thank
oh,
you.
You need to wear a motorcycle suit for that. I feel like you need to wear like an Alpine Stars suit and a like a Shoei helmet with that thing. God damn.
Oh, it's the GT2. That's the $3,000 one. Awesome. 43.5 miles an hour, 0 to 33.9 seconds, and probably in economy mode, 55 miles of range.
It's 2-wheel drive.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's sick.
If I was a bigger YouTuber, I would buy one of these things.
You could buy a Honda Grom for a little more. God, I want a Grom.
Me too. I rode one once, loved it.
My
I
knees
might be
kept
too
hitting-
tall for a Grom.
They
Yeah,
are
I tried
tiny.
turning. I tried turning and my knees kept hitting the handlebars. I was like, oh fuck.
You can buy them at Costco.
Yeah.
If you go to Costco, you can be like, who do I talk to about auto financing? And they're like, we also do power sports financing. And you're like, that's why I'm here.
Mhm.
Because I want to buy a Honda Grom from Costco for $2,800 or whatever, how much it costs now. I almost did it. When I lived up in Bellingham, I was
Mhm.
I almost did it. I had the money. I had the money for the down payment. But I didn't do it because I was like, you know what? I already got a car loan and
Yeah.
I hate it already, so I'm not going to do it.
Well, we'll go ahead and end this episode here. You can find us on at Flag Time Podcast on Instagram. Brian, if there's anything that you would like to plug before we go, anything you'd like to promote?
Yeah, I'll plug myself, but I just looking at that Segway 9-bot GT2 scooter.
Dude, it's great. You go 43 miles an hour.
The tires on it are $63, and they're tubeless. They're like motorcycle tires.
Holy shit.
I'm just looking like on Amazon. It's like, yes, here are the tires. They're $63 a tire.
$3,000 though.
Oh,
That's a
you
lot
can-
of money.
oh, there's already a Chinese knockoff of those things.
Oh, word.
The Ulip tire for the GT1 and GT2 at $59.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Imagine buying like the equivalent of like
Fucking Ling Long.
fucking Ling Long tires for your 9-bot
Yo, my boy
scooter.
got the fucking Ling Longs. Yeah, it's like the regular 9-bot seems like the way to go with a 22 mile an hour. Yeah.
That's fine. That is extremely that's acceptable. That's fine.
Yeah. All right, guys. Oh wait, hype my stuff. Right. Regular car reviews on YouTube, regular car reviews on Instagram, or type it into Google on the first 2 pages.
Buy a mug or a digital download.
Yeah.
This man to Philly.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Get out of this homophobic town you live in, man.
Yeah.
That is.
Reviews will get better once I get out of here.
Mm-hmm. For whatever sake it might be, have you ever thought about starting a Patreon?
I have a Patreon, or I don't do anything with it. Some people still donate because I don't touch it. Like, and my levels of Patreon are $1 and $2 because I'm never touching it. If you want to give money, great. Not. I don't care. Honestly, taking part in the giveaways is more lucrative than it is the Patreon for me at this point.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I do YouTube live from time to time where I just answer questions. I mean, if people want to donate money and be answering questions, you get your value right there.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to manage a Patreon.
That's reasonable. That's acceptable. I was just wondering, but man, I gotta tell you, like, don't ever like think. I know you probably already know this, but don't let anyone put you down just because of the way you are.
It would be wonderful if I could intellectualize my way through it.
Yeah.
My challenge is having lived in the closet for 40 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of my personality is ingrained. And so the past 3 years are me learning how to become a person who I resisted.
Gotcha.
Well.
Oh,
number 2.
the second cat.
There's a second cat.
Millie hasn't made an appearance.
Okay, she's ready to go. But yeah,
we love you, Brian.
We all love you.
And we greatly appreciate you spending way too much time with us tonight. So
yeah, it's been awesome.
There's another fake fart.
Real fart. This one's wet.
So yeah, we hope you enjoyed it, and we greatly appreciate this, man. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Okay. Have a good night, guys.
You too, man.
Yeah, you too.